welcome to Ph.dMama, 교육사랑 아이사랑입니다. I'm an expat mom living in Korea with a passion for Christ. And I'm here to encourage and uplift moms on all journeys of life, from daily momming, daily homeschooling, and simply put, daily educating your children. So I get this question a lot from moms in the community. They want to know, how do you begin music lessons or help your child take up a musical instrument? What was my experience and how I got 3 of my girls to play the piano and the violin. So I shared this in the previous video, but I usually expose my children to a good variety of music as soon as I find out that I am expecting. When they're sleeping, when they're napping, when I'm reading stories to them, I play music consistently, basically in every room of the house. And so I've done that since our girls were in their newborn stages. I also play music in the car when I'm driving, and I like to play orchestral music, and then I have the girls pick out what instruments they hear, and I've done that since they're really, really little. So basically, you want your children to enjoy music in any environment that they're in. And not only that, if you as a parent play an instrument, play the piano, the violin, the guitar, you sing, sing to your baby, sing to your children, play the piano for your children if you play an instrument, but constantly exposing them to a good variety of music really helps the children to enjoy music. Number 2, another area that I incorporate when I'm teaching music to my children is that I practice with them. Once they're ready to take up an instrument and they have lessons weekly, what I would do is I would practice the violin. I would practice with my children, each one of them, each day. You could start off small, 5 minutes a day, but the important takeaway is that you do it every day. If they're studying for a quiz or a test in a different subject, I like to be with them. So the key is when they're young and when they're small, to have them sit next to you or you sit next to them, and just when they're encountering new instruments or a new subject, anything that's new, just to have the parent next to the child is extremely helpful for them. And remember to practice daily. Like I said before, it can be 5 minutes, very small, but from the beginning I have our girls start off with the violin. I naturally play the piano, and so I do play the piano when they play their violins, but when they start off playing the violins, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's not the prettiest of the sound when they're first starting off, but it's important to be patient with that and to help them practice it every day. Another important area I tell moms is that provide an opportunity for your child to be able to play their instrument away from a structured lesson time. So if they're practicing with their teacher once a week and then they practice at home, provide an opportunity where they can play elsewhere. For example, you can get them involved in a local youth orchestra, in church orchestras, definitely competitions, and really your child does not have to be in the advanced stages for them to get involved in competition. So I encourage moms to get your children involved with the competitions and to just help them to get over stage fright. A lot of children have talent nowadays, and I think sometimes it's just muffled under the stage fright and they're not able to perform to their ability. And so help them to get over the stage fright and provide opportunities where they can play their instrument in front of other people. And now if competitions are not possible for you, or a church orchestra, local youth orchestra, these are not options for you, you can always have friends and relatives come over and have your child play in front of them, hold a little mini concert just to make it fun for them and just to get creative. So I want to encourage moms that it doesn't have to be an official competition, but it can be a friendly recital in front of the family. We would practice Monday through Friday. I remember when my girls were younger, and Saturday nights I would leave that open where the girls would dress up in whatever they wanted to dress up. It can be any kind of outfits they want to dress up in, and they bring their instruments, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but they would play in front of my husband and I, and we would dress up as well. Another area is remember to follow up. Reward your children, reward them. And this is a big part of helping them to develop an interest and a love for music and to play for others. Just to help your children to understand that it is rewarding when you're playing for others and to be a blessing to those around you. And then the most important tip I tell moms is to keep at it. Don't give up, because it does add up. My youngest started the violin at age 3, and we were just talking about this today over dinner. And we had a teacher for our youngest, and she would get the instrument. She started off with very basic music. She didn't even know how to read music, really. And the teacher would play with her instrument, and we would have times, literally, where my youngest would crawl under a desk with the instrument, wouldn't even cry, just naturally do her thing and crawl under the desk and just lay there. So we had to work on this for a good, 2 months maybe. But I kept at it. And there are times where I had to be involved in the lesson while the teacher taught, and just encourage her, just to give her smiles and affirmation that she's doing a good job. And now she's in Suzuki Book 3, and she is 7 years old right now. And she plays beautifully. She plays with the vibrato. She's actually going to be involved in a violin competition at the end of the month, and she loves it. She plays by ear. And so it takes time. And so be patient, keep at it. It does add up. So those are my tips for you today on teaching music to your little ones. I'd love to hear what you've done with your children and teaching them music. Share in the comments below. Let me know. I'd love to connect with you. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Thank you guys.